Hello, Internet. Welcome back to another edition of Eric's Corner with a word of the not so wise. So, I know you've all just been dying to hear my opinion on the LUIGI CEO assassination, which let's call it what it is. It's an assassination. So, here's the thing. We have developed a group of elitists amongst our society. I mean, I got to be really clear about this. I am not condoning or supporting vigilante assassinations and bypassing laws and rights as people have. But when it comes to elitists that basically hold no accountability and have basically are, well, above the law, like elitists are, what choice are people left with? You know, when you can't be charged with laws or with breaking laws, rather. I mean, therefore, the counter laws to protect you no longer apply. Right to a fair trial of your peers, representation, all these things, you know, and you read your Miranda rights and all that stuff. They don't really apply to you either. You can't say, well, these laws don't apply to me, but these other laws that are here to protect me should protect me. I mean, what choice do people have? This dude got way pissed and took out this dude who was a CEO of an insurance company, and apparently he denied or was a part of a company that denied a claim to this dude's mom or something. I don't know, but he was taken out for some reason, and I see a whole bunch of scuttlebutt about like, oh, well, he was supposed to testify against somebody, probably the Clintons, if you ask me, but which I don't even know what's true. This whole thing just got swept under the rug. So, I mean, I mean, I'm going to talk to Aaron about this too. He was going to come on the show tonight, but he ended up, we stayed at the VFW and played too much pool. So he's going to go play video games with his kids and all that good stuff, which is great. And but we're going to discuss it, and he'll have some good insight to it. But I mean, again, just taking people out like this, I mean, I definitely don't agree with it. But when you know people's a corporation's stock is more important than holding to the agreement on paying medical bills and so on and so forth becomes more important. Well, what are people going to do? And I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm all very pro. Oh, wow, totally lost my train of thought. Totally pro, you know, gun rights and so forth, holding people or all having the weapons to take out corrupt people, but we can't just go about it in this manner. And you know, I see online people saying like, "Oh, Luigi, you need to look into this guy." It's like, well, that's not really that funny. I mean, I get it, but that's not really funny. I mean, I've never called for violence. I got demonetized over something I said, and it's not even something I said. I was accused of saying that COVID-19 didn't exist, which I never did, and I was accused of calling for violence when I simply said, and my video got taken down when I said, hey, if you take Trump out, here's what I think is going to happen. You're going to have a full-on revolt and revolution, and the politicians are going to get taken out. And I got to make a video to YouTube, and because I can't just call them and say, hey, would you review this? I mean, I get it. They got to rely on AI and algorithms to say, well, did this guy say something we don't like? Okay, cool. But then just demonetize me, which I'm nowhere near actually getting monetization anyway. but it needs to be looked into a little bit closer when you actually silence somebody. Because what happens when I can't say that, climate change is just a complete political move and actually not really what's going on? It's so vague. Like, oh, climate change. Oh, the weather's doing something different, therefore you're always right. Well, no, settle down. Like, that's not at all what's going on. So anyway, those are my two thoughts on Luigi. I don't have any notes on this really. I don't really know what else to say other than, you know, and it's awfully curious that what was it, a McDonald's? And I saw I saw other people saying like, oh, going to McDonald's for chicken nuggets. Oh, better get my dossier, my manifesto, my gun, my passport, and bring all this stuff with me. That's awfully weird that he was discovered with all this stuff on him, and the person that called him in apparently isn't getting the Jesus, what, I don't remember how much it was. I mean, $500,000 uh, uh, bounty for calling him in or whatever, because they didn't call Crime Stoppers, they called the police station, which I mean, which is stupid. Fine, give it to them. Don't. I don't really give a shit. And I think they got fired from their job also or whatever. I mean, yeah, I don't give a shit either way. Didn't go through the proper channels, but that's still kind of bogus. But and other people are saying, "Oh, why'd you call him in? He's a hero." And it's like, well, that's that's also not really a good way to look at it. So, uh, anyway, that's all I got for this one. I'm gonna do a little content dumping. I'm way behind on videos. I've got pages and pages of stuff that I feel like all of my 415 subscribers, which thank you for subscribing. That's awesome. Want to hear my 2 cents on this dude I worked with and in the hangar before when I was in the Navy. He was like, dude, you talk too much. This is like, you're too much. And then now he watches my show, which is great. Big shout out, Williams. Good dude, very sharp individual. So anyway, gonna talk about some other things. Yeah, thank you for joining me. Have a good weekend.